LSU scrimmaged on Saturday. I was there. We'll empty the notebook. It's Locked on LSU. Let's go.
You are Locked on LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked on LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Tigers were out on the practice field on Saturday. I was there. Got to watch the entire thing, 2 11-on-11 periods, a lot of team drills, a 7-on-7 period. Family members were invited to attend as well, so a packed house out there at the McClendon facility. As we always remember, we are free, available wherever you get great podcasts, and of course on YouTube as well. So please subscribe. Okay. I know you're probably here for the details of the team periods, the 11-on-11 scrimmage, full pads. So I'm not going to bury that at the end of the episode. I'm going to start with that. I'll tell you what I saw. Then we'll get to the end of the episode and I'll give you all my notes and other tidbits. Brian Kelly did meet with reporters after practice, so I can go over some of the highlights of what he said, but because this is a bonus episode on the weekend, I'll probably get Monday's episode, just dive really deep into everything Brian Kelly said. So LSU practice for about 45 minutes inside. Media is not allowed to watch that. We're only allowed to watch when they go outside. So at 45 minutes inside, then they went outside and practiced for about an hour and a half outside. So more than a 2-hour practice on Saturday with about 90 minutes out in the heat, and it was brutal. It was a brutally hot day, one of the hottest days of camp so far, and Tigers made it through pretty well. The first period that we got to see was a special teams period. So again, I told you I'm going to start with 11-on-11, so I'll come back to that. I just want to give you a structure of how the day went. It was special teams. They went 11-on-11. Then they went to individual 7-on-7, and then we got to see another 11-on-11 period. So I'll give you the 11-on-11 results first, and then I'll fill in the blanks there. So the first 11-on-11 period we saw, the offense started at the 30-yard line, their 30, so 70 yards ahead. And it was a little disappointing because while they were full pads, this was just a thud period. They did not full tackle. They did full tackle at the end of the practice that we got to see the 11-on-11. So they start on the 30-yard line, and the ones are out there. And it is worth noting there were some changes. So there was most notably at the center position. So DJ Chester was absent. Brian Kelly told us that Chester had a stomach bug. It had gone around quite a bit. Emory Jones had battled it, but Emory Jones was out there at practice. At both West and Whit Weeks had it, but they were both at practice. But DJ Chester was absent. So freshman Cohen Eccles took the reps with the ones, and we actually saw Garrett Dellinger rotate in as well. So it would stand to reason Dellinger would be a center in an emergency situation if they needed him. So offense on first down, I'll give you the play-by-play. First down, Josh Williams runs for 3 yards. Second down, beautiful catch and run by CJ Daniels for 16 yards, moves the ball just beyond midfield. So on first down, Josh Williams gets a 5-yard run. On second, a beautiful naked bootleg. Garrett Nussmeier fakes, naked bootleg. The end is crashing down on him. He gets the ball to Mason Taylor for a 7-yard gain. The offense was moving. So they're down around the 31-yard line just in 3 and 4 plays very quickly. And Caleb Jackson had a 7-yard run. So now it's 2nd and 3. And this is, again, this defense, y'all, this defense keeps coming up with the plays. It's 2nd and 3. They send a safety blitz. Kylan Jackson was in with the ones here. Kylan Jackson had replaced Jordan Allen. Remember Brian Kelly talked about moving day the weekend. We saw it in the secondary. There were a lot of different looks in the secondary. Well, Kylan Jackson's in with the ones. He blitzes, safety blitz, pressures Nussmeier, who tries to throw the ball away to the right sideline, doesn't get it far enough. PJ Woodland, who was also in with the ones, PJ Woodland comes up with an interception where he dragged his right foot. Now, Nussmeier is yelling at the defense, like, I don't know why y'all are celebrating a throwaway. But after practice, there was a member of the media, and forgive me, I don't know who had the video. I will find it on social media. I will retweet it. I will share it. but was perfectly positioned to get the video and then a screen grab of the video, and it was an interception. So if that would have gone in a game, would have gone to review, PJ Woodland comes up with an interception of Garrett Nussmeier on an attempted throwaway after Kylan Jackson pressured him. So the defense gets a stop. Again, they come away with a turnover. Again, something that if you've been following our reports, we've seen pretty consistently here throughout fall camp. The twos go in, and Ricky Collins was first with the twos. John Emery ran for 12 yards on first down. Ricky Collins had a 10-yard scramble. So boom, boom, they're in plus territory right there. We got to see the freshman running back after that with a 4-yard carry. So, forgive me, Caden Durham had the 4-yard carry. I'm following my notes and looking at numbers. Y'all know that by now. So on 2nd and 6, we got to see Whit Weeks with a big-time run stuff of Caden Durham right at the line of scrimmage. So after those 4 plays, the ones went back in. They didn't finish the drive. The ones went back in. So the ones take over right there at midfield. On first down, this was interesting because this is the first time we've seen this, but it maybe is indicative of something we might get used to seeing here this season. They ran a read option with Garrett Nussmeier. So mesh point, he pulled it and took it around right end. Only a 2-yard gain, but that's the first time we've seen a designed run like that where we've seen him scramble, but that was a designed run for Garrett Nussmeier. On 2nd and 8, Kyron Lacey with an 8-yard reception for a first down. Then a 3-yard run, a wide receiver screen that was intended for Chris Hilton that was incomplete. At that point, they made him start over a new series. John Emery ran for 7 yards. Then this was another moment where Javen Toviano went in the secondary at that point at the star position. He replaced Major Burns, and Javen Toviano comes on a star blitz, pressures Nussmeier, and forces the incompletion. We also saw both Jair Brown and freshman Michael Turner running at the nickel. So Brian Kelly said last week, Thursday, Friday was going to be moving day. We need to figure out who we can count on, who's going to be there. Well, on Saturday, it was pretty evident. And afterwards, Brian Kelly told us, we have to prepare for uncertainty. What happens if someone goes down? What happens if we need a backup center? What happens if an offensive lineman is struggling to block a certain defensive end and we have to give help? What does that look like? So this was a day about preparing for a lot of those situations, but pretty consistently, what we saw was the LSU defense either stuffing runs or creating pressures. That was my big takeaway. For what it's worth, the twos got another series. This time it was A.J. Swan at quarterback. And everything was runs and checkdowns. Actually, Deshaun Womack had a gigantic TFL on Caden Durham, and the whole defense went crazy. Deshaun Womack was on the left side. He busted through, stretched out the play, and took down Durham for a 4 or 5 yard loss. What was interesting is, after practice, Brian Kelly told us, this probably isn't going to be a defense where you see guys winning one-on-one routinely. So you're going to have to be creative to fabricate your pressures. Like, you're not just going to tell someone pin their ear back and go. So it's going to be the linebackers and the safeties and the star. And the pressure comes from a lot of different directions. And this LSU offense at times has struggled to pick it up. And when they do, the defense generally creates a negative play or a turnover. So that's encouraging. Okay. I'll get to the second 11-on-11 period and some of my notes as we continue. Stay here. It's Locked on LSU, your team every day. So pleased to tell you about our friends over at Ultimate College Football HC. It's a brand new mobile game that you're really going to enjoy. It's an amazing game and simulation. And you can step into the shoes of the head coach. You can be the head coach of the LSU Tigers. You can recruit players. You can hire your staff. You can oversee training camps. You can handle scholarships. You control every detail of your program. It's all in your hands. Can you handle the pressure? And one of the things that I really love about the game, you're actually responsible also for calling the offensive plays during the game. So your strategy determines the success of your season. It'll shape the future legacy of the program. It's Ultimate College Football HC. By the way, it's completely free. and there's no ads, and it's 100% playable offline. So you can play on the go as you want, when you want, where you want. Of course, we got a special offer for our Locked On LSU fans. Use the promo code LOCKEDONCFB, all caps, Locked On CFB, inside the game store to receive a free boost for your program. Make sure to take advantage of this perk, as it'll get your team off to a strong start. Again, download the game, visit ultimate-cfb.com. That's ultimate-cfb.com, or you can look it up in the App Store. It's Ultimate College Football HC. Begin your coaching legacy today. And we're also brought to you today by Game Time. Y'all, we're moving through the summer, and I know college football season is right around the bend. But even with college football season almost here, it's never a bad time to find your way to a ballpark. And Game Time, man, if you want to go see a Major League Baseball game, there's just no better ticketing app to use. The lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, 24-hour returns guarantee. You even have job loss assurance and on-time ticket delivery. So check it out at Game Time. Again, it's Game Time right now. You take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Of course, Major League Baseball games. It's everything. It's there at Game Time. Seat views, the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. I can't imagine why you would try any other app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem with the code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE. That's LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Game Time. So after that 11-on-11 period, we saw some individual. By the way, Savion Jones had a big win against Emory Jones. We actually saw, almost incredibly, Braden Swinson won a rep in pass rush one-on-one against Will Campbell. I think that's only the second time in all of camp that I've seen Will Campbell lose a rep. They went to 7-on-7. I'll very quickly tell you some of the highlights of 7-on-7. Again, this was not a tackle period. The starting offense of note, CJ Daniels caught a ball over the middle. He was wide open, an incompletion on the sideline, catch for Aaron Anderson. Catch for CJ Daniels on the sideline, about a 20-yard reception. Beautiful ball from Nussmeier to Chris Hilton on the left sideline. Over the middle to Kyron Lacey for about 15 yards. The offense really won the day. There was 2 plays after the first 7-on-7 period. They went and did a red zone period. So they went from like the 20 to 10 to 5. And when the ones were in the red zone, they ran 3 snaps. Here they were. You ready? Chris Hilton caught a touchdown, 20 yards out, front left pylon, through contact from safety Jordan Allen for a touchdown. Now, Chris Hilton did get tangled up, landed awkwardly, came up limping. Brian Kelly said afterwards, they don't think it's serious, but he was limping. So they held him out the rest of the day. The second play in the red zone was a completion to Mason Taylor. The third play was to Aaron Anderson, where he caught the ball in the flat, turned up, went untouched right into the end zone. So the offense really dominated that 7-on-7 period. When the 2s went in, it was Ricky Collins who went first. Threw a ball over the middle. A nice pass breakup by Major Burns. On second down, Collins threw it through the back of the end zone, out of bounds. And then on third down, threw a touchdown pass to CJ Daniels. Colin Hurley went in and had 2 reps. The first was a touchdown to the back of the end zone to Tradez Green over PJ Woodland. Remember, Woodland had the interception in 11-on-11s, but in this instance, Tradez running the back line, Hurley threw it up, and Tradez just elevated, got a foot down. It elicited oohs and ahs from everybody. It was an amazing play, and you could just see the promise and the potential of Tradez Green in those types of situations. And then Colin Hurley threw an interception on the next ball on the back line to J.K. Johnson. So pros and cons, wins and losses, pluses and minuses there for the young quarterback. So they wrap up drills that we got to see with another 11-on-11 period. Now, this was a full tackle period. And I'll run through my notes for you. And I'll go play by play and kind of stop and highlight some of the high points. So now this was a goal line situation. They worked first with a goal-to-go situation for the offense, and then they flipped it around where you were backed up, where the offense started at their own 1-yard line. So that's what I was talking about with situational. So this is goal-to-go situation, the offense lining up inside the 10-yard line. They mostly lined up at the 4 and the 3-yard line. So on first down, before they even got a snap off, Garrett Nussmeier burned a timeout. Not a great start for the offense. Then they run a counter play where Nussmeier is running the counter to the right, turns back and throws to Xavier Thomas left for a screen, incomplete. Great coverage by the defense. So defense is looking good. Second and goal. West Weeks comes up with a big run stuff. So now it's third and goal. The defense made some stops here from the 4-yard line. And Nussmeier runs a beautiful play fake. So this was a 2-tight set. And Mason Taylor was actually in kind of as a fullback, like a blocking back. They run a play fake, and Kamorian Pimpton empties from the right side to the goal line on the right side, which almost looked like the play that Mason Taylor scored on in overtime in the Alabama game in 2022. But Kamorian Pimpton comes up with the touchdown in a goal-to-go situation on third and goal. Offense resets, so now it's first and goal from the 3. Caleb Jackson, first down, power touchdown, was hit at the line and just kept the legs moving and powered his way into the end zone. Amazing play. Run. The 2s go in. On first down, they run a jet sweep with Xavier Thomas for a touchdown. On second down, John Emery gets the carry, and JVR Suggs with a beautiful play, busted through the line of scrimmage and brought John Emery down with a TFL. The third play, a running back screen to John Emery, which he gets in the end zone. And then they went back to Trey'Dez Green in the back of the end zone, and Ricky Collins overthrew him high through the back of the end zone. So now the 1s go back in, and this time they're starting from their own 1, so 99 yards ahead of you, right? Like you're lining up with the offense basically in the end zone. On first down, Caleb Jackson got a 2-yard run. It was 2nd and 8. They throw a beautiful ball to Kyron Lacey forgive me. They throw a ball to Kyron Lacey on the left sideline, 18 yards downfield. Ashton Stamps was in coverage, and Nussmeier overthrew him, threw it out of bounds. So now it's 3rd and 8 from the 3-yard line. By the way, on that play, Kyron Lacey came up limp, but he did go limping, but did go back in. So it's 3rd and 8. They get a 3-yard run, and so the defense gets a stop there. So they start a series over. Kyron Lacey gets a reception for 12 yards on the sideline, by the way. Beautiful catch by Kyron Lacey. Nice throw. He got past the sticks, a little out route, but Harold Perkins was in coverage and leveled Kyron Lacey on the sideline. Beautiful hit by Perk in coverage. After that, the 2s went back in, and this was Ricky Collins. Forgive me, it was AJ Swan, the first series with the 2s. This was Ricky Collins. On first down, the defense comes on a jailbreak blitz and sacks Ricky Collins for a safety. Second down, they started a series over, so it was a short run for Caden Durham. A catch by Xavier Thomas, big hit by J.K. Johnson. Y'all, the defense was hitting today. The aggressiveness, the energy on defense, they were ready to play in these circumstances. And then the last play we saw was a 4-yard run by John Emery. So we got to see 2 series from the 1s, 2 series from the 2s in that situation, in goal-to-go situations and backed up to the goal line. And in the first 11 on 11, we saw a full series with the 1s and then an abbreviated series with the 2s. So that's the notes for the day. Maybe a couple of other little things worth noting. We did get to see special teams. Peyton Todd and Blake Oxendorf continue to rotate at punter. They work situationally, long punts, pooch punts, and then punting out of their own end zone. Like if the ball was at the 1 and they had to stand there, they're basically their heels on the back line. Xavier Thomas continues to be your number 1 punt returner with Aaron Anderson behind him. And then Kyle Parker is the other one. And it was a day where we got to see a lot of different looks on the offensive line and in the secondary. For what it's worth, I did ask Brian Kelly when they'll start preparing for USC, and he said Tuesday. So they'll handle next week almost as like if it was an open date before a game week. So they will start to get to work for USC on Tuesday of this coming week And then, of course, final week of fall camp. And then, boom, they'll scrimmage Saturday in Tiger Stadium. And then it's game week with LSU playing USC in Vegas. Hard to believe it is almost here. But we're going to be here all throughout the season, and we're thrilled to be here every single day. So do me a favor. If you're new, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Rate us, leave a review. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And please be sure to tell a friend that if they love the Tigers, we got you here every single day for Locked On LSU, your team every day.